Hello, my dear friends. Today I'm going to introduce you to the topic of my article for the conference. It is called Gamification in Education to Create Habits Related to Sustainable Development. And I'm full professor at Sofia University in Bulgaria, teaching mainly marketing. Gamification is gaining popularity in a variety of fields. It is defined as the application of game mechanics, aesthetics, and thinking to engage people, stimulate action, promote learning, and solve problems. In a classroom context, gamified learning can significantly increase engagement and learning effectiveness, which are the main research questions in my article. The research is oriented towards clarifying the following key questions. Let me tell you first, to what extent does a gamified learning environment in the context of non-formal learning influence learners' motivation to learn the basic principles of sustainability, specifically in scenarios such as separate waste collection? To what extent does the gamified learning environment improve learners' engagement in practical activities to achieve sustainable development goals related to a problem under consideration? The main hypotheses in the research are: first, the implementation of gamified methods in non-formal education focus on sustainable development through separate collection of waste contributes to the rapid increase of knowledge, motivation, and engagement of learners. The effectiveness of gamified methods in informal learning can be optimized through the use of scientifically based approaches characterized by measurable indicators. Sustainable waste management is a critical aspect of sustainable development, which is defined as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The realization of these goals depends on the commitment of all interested parties, especially households, which in Bulgaria, according to data from Eurostat, generate approximately 90% of household waste and those equivalent to it. But since engaging everyone is practically impossible, it is necessary to prioritize target groups and target those in which limited resources will be invested most effectively, both as a process and as an outcome. Social studies show a steady trend over the years. A market survey conducted by GfK in the month of May 2010 among 1,000 citizens from all over the country of Bulgaria, aged 15 to 75, clearly shows the inverse relationship between the degree of positive attitudes towards separate collection and its practice on the one hand and age on the other. As the age increases, so does the negative attitude and mistrust of the separate gathering. For the youngest in 15 to 25 age group, the ratio between these two, collect and those who do not separate waste, is 30 to 70%, while for the older 66 to 75 it is only 9 to 91%. The respondents pointed out several main reasons for the lack of separate collection of waste. The lack of colored containers in the immediate vicinity, 34 and 5%, the negative attitude and distrust towards the process of separate collection, and the effective use of waste collected in colored containers, 16.7%, and as well as lack of sustainable separate collection habits, 15.7%, and lack of interest of knowledge about waste recovery, about 10%. Among the main motives for separate collection stand out the desire to protect nature, 35 and 6%, maintaining cleanliness, 5.8%, and awareness of the benefits of recycling, 18.3%. A positive attitude towards separate collection is also noted, with survey participants sharing that it is necessary to form a habit of such behavior, 11.1%, and this is how it is done in Europe, about 4%. Gamification can overcome these educational challenges, and that is why we're trying to make a complex of concepts easier to understand, turning unattractive tasks into fun and engaging activities and stimulating the first steps toward developing sustainable habits. Thus, the approach to learning is added to the emotional and psychological needs of the students, reflecting the steps in the various theories of motivation, ultimately aiming to raise them to higher levels and self-awareness and contribution to society. What is about the integrated educational product Masters of Recycling? The Masters of Recycling is an integrated educational product developed on the principles of gamification for highly effective non-formal education in the field of sustainable development of students from the initial phase of the Bulgarian school. One of the main activities is to increase the environmental awareness of consumers and motivate them to collect separately. The components of the educational product include introduction, about 10 minutes, 3D movie Masters of Recycling, about 10 minutes, and after the film there is a short discussion in which the learners answer the questions about whether they like it, what exactly they liked the most and why. Interactive game tests become an eco-hero, it's about 20 minutes, and the interactive game test is developed and conducted using the audience response system. Students ranked in the first 3 places receive prizes, books on ecological topics, reusable shopping bags, objects made from recycled materials. All participants received a gift, an information brochure, and a bag with white pine, fir, or acacia seeds, which they can plant with their families at home and then transplant in a place of their choice and make their neighborhood and Bulgaria greener and cleaner. In the period of 2011 to 2016, the trainings with the educational package Masters of Recycling are held in 3D EcoBoost, and from 2017 to 2023 in the Education Center of EcoPack in the city of Sofia, with students from metropolitan schools or in a school environment in schools in the country. The results of the implementation of the educational product Masters of Recycling can be sought and measured in the terms of all 3 set as goals changes in the learners: cognitive, attitudinal, and behavioral. The results of the game test conducted within each training session reflect an average assimilation of information about 80%. This supports our first hypothesis that the implementation of gamified methods is non-formal education, especially on sustainability topics, such as separate waste collection, leads to a rapid and effective increase in the knowledge, motivation, and engagement of learners. This approach not only enriches their understanding of general principles of sustainable development and waste management, but also clarifies the specific benefits of separate waste collection, both for individuals and for society as a whole. Thus, this new knowledge change attitude of the trainees, and through them also in their family and friendly environment, lead to sustainable inclusion in the process of separate collection of packaging waste. This is also captured by the sociological surveys conducted by Ecopack Bulgaria in the period of 2010 to 2021. Of course, this change cannot be attributed solely to the trainings conducted with the Masters of Recycling. Despite a number of factors influencing both the upward and downward directions, including drastic changes in consumer behavior towards packaged products in the context of pandemic, education is the single largest factor with a positive influence, confirming our second hypothesis, and namely that the application of gamified methods is non-formal learning can be optimized with the application of science-based approaches with measurable indicators. In accordance with the theories of design principles of gamification in education, and with the same general approaches, goal setting and defining the target groups, the educational products eco-labyrinth and become an eco-hero, teach everyone at home to collect separately, have been developed. In conclusion, some of the theoretical and practical generalizations that can be drawn are the following. Integrating gamified elements into non-formal learning increases student engagement and motivation. This finding has theoretical significance as it is consistent with research suggesting that gamification can positively influence learners' motivation and active participation in the learning process. The application of gamified elements in non-formal education promotes critical thinking skills, problem-solving abilities, and teamwork among students. This practical summary highlights the potential of gamification to develop basic skills needed in society. My dear friends, thank you very much for listening, and some acknowledgements for my sponsors for the study. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day.